Good afternoon. I'm Juliana Feyman from Unesp, São Paulo, Brazil, and it's a pleasure to be here to talk about our project named Construction of Waiting Time Predictive Model for Kidney Transplant with the KIS donor in the state of São Paulo. In absolute number, Brazil ranks second in number of kidney transplants in the world. And in Brazil, the state of São Paulo ranks first. Even though Brazil already has a great number of transplants, until July 2020, over 30,000 Brazilians were on waiting list for a kidney transplant. Therefore, we use predictive factors such as age, sex, race, time on dialysis to predict the patient's time on waiting list. Our study was made based on retrospective cohort. The total number of cases retrieved was 54,055. After removing all records on living donor transplants, prioritized patients, and missing data, 48,153 registered were included in the final analysis. The data set was randomly split into two subsets: derivation, training 75%, and internal validation, testing 25%. Our final model performed an agreement of 0.70 in the internal validation cohort. This could be considered an excellent agreement. We built a calculator using the hazard of Cox model. During the study period, 28% of the patients were transplanted from the KIS donor. The median waiting time for transplantation was 26.3 months. A lower likelihood of transplantation was in blood group O, as reported by others. A high panel was associated with a much lower probability of transplantation, 77%, consistently with information provided by the American and French allocation systems. The likelihood of transplantation was higher in patients with HLA-DR heterozygosity compared with those with homozygosity. As expected, people under 18 years of age were associated with a greater likelihood of transplant, while people over 60 years were associated with a lower chance of transplant. Another significant factor that raised the probability of transplantation was the presence of positive serology for anti-HBC. The transplant likelihood was higher in the subregional centers, where the number of candidate lists was lower. Our calculator kidney transplant waiting time shows good predictive performance and provides information that may be valuable in assisting candidates and their providers in making informed decisions. As the number of patients on the waiting list grows, predicting the time frame for waiting for a kidney transplant can be significantly important to improve the use of economic resource and to manage patient care before transplant. Thank you.